Things are heating up in the valley again. 3 years after the central government took over the control of Jammu and Kashmir as a union territory since the abrogation of Article 370, the state is getting ready for assembly elections again. Last week, the crucial step was completed and a report was submitted by the Delimitation Commission, setting the stage for elections. What is delimitation? How will this affect Jammu and Kashmir? And what is going to happen next? First up, what is delimitation? In simple words, it means redrawing the boundaries on a map to change or carve out new territories, specifically territories where elections can be held. Before delimitation is done, the authorities are supposed to figure out if there is a somewhat equal distribution of population in an area, so that there is equal representation. For instance, let's say there are 20 lakh people living in Adarsh Nagar and 20 lakh in Rithala assembly constituencies of Delhi. Yes, I'm obsessed with Delhi. This is according to the 2011 census. Now, a new census is done in 2021 and it is found that Adarsh Nagar now has 30 lakh people and Rithala has 35 lakh people. So, to ensure that there is equal representation, delimitation can be done to cut out areas from both of these to create a third constituency. This is what delimitation looks like. After delimitation, all three seats will have about 20 to 25 lakh people in one constituency. Somewhat proportionate. In Jammu and Kashmir, a similar exercise was done by a Delimitation Commission which was set up in March 2020. The commission was headed by retired Supreme Court Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai and gave its report in the first week of May. Before Jammu and Kashmir was split into Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, where Ladakh is a separate union territory, it had 111 seats, 87 in the state and 24 in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which are lying vacant. After Ladakh was split, 4 seats were reduced and the number of seats went down to 83. Jammu had 37 seats and Kashmir had 46. Now, after delimitation, the total number of seats have been increased to 90, an addition of 7 seats. But what's interesting is that the seat increase is disproportionately in favor of the Jammu region. Jammu has been given 6 seats while Kashmir has been given 1 new seat. Now Jammu will have 43 seats while Kashmir will have 47. That's the mota breakup, but if we dig a bit deeper, you will see why this is strange. You see, before this delimitation exercise, Jammu had 44.5% seats with 43.8% voting population. Kashmir had 55% seats with 56% population. That was close to being proportionate. After delimitation, Jammu now has 47.5% assembly seats but with 43.8% population, while Kashmir has 51.1% seats with 55.4% population. See the difference? Yeah, that's a problem because it means that Jammu region now has an almost 4% advantage over Kashmir when it comes to weight of votes. Remember how I said delimitation is done based on the census data so that equal representation of the population happens? Yeah, either thoda sa off hai. Disclaimer, these calculations are done based on the 2011 census and 2021 ka census hasn't been done yet. So it is quite possible that the commission had some different unique data-based insight which made them do these changes. Maybe Jammu has seen an increase in population while Kashmir has seen a lesser increase. But we don't know that till the next census comes out. And that brings us to our next problem. Is this even legal? The last delimitation exercise in undivided Jammu and Kashmir was carried out way back in 1995. In 2002, the Farooq Abdullah government put a freeze on any further delimitation till 2026. This was in line with the rest of the country. There is going to be a delimitation done for the entire country in another 4 years, which would be based on the new census. You thought PM Modi was just casually building a new parliament for the lulz? Nah, it's to accommodate all the new MPs that are going to come in 2026. But in any case, J&K was an exception. After the abrogation of Article 370, the Constitution of India was extended to the state in its entirety. And the central government was in no mood to wait till 2026 to carve out new boundaries. By the way, there is another problem. 23 petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court challenging the validity of the J&K Reorganization Act and the removal of Article 370. The top court hasn't heard it yet, but it has said that it will hear it soon. So technically, since the matter is sub judice and the delimitation is done based on the act that is being challenged, it is a grey area. Again, it seems like the central government did not want to wait, so it just went ahead and did it. Another thing that the commission recommended is reserving at least 2 seats for the members from the community of Kashmiri migrants, Kashmiri Hindus, in the Legislative Assembly. Looking at all these things in totality, which is 1, more weight to Hindu-dominated Jammu area, 2, removal of Article 370 and extending central control for a period of 4 years, 3, Kashmiri Hindu seat reservation, the stage is set for assembly elections in the state of Jammu Kashmir. We don't know what will happen when the actual elections happen, but it looks like it's advantage BJP right now.
The subscription model is something that keeps News Laundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free. और गर्व से कहो मेरे खर्च पर आज़ाद है खबरें।